Hi, I'm Alistair from Lazarus Training, and in this video we're going to look at how to make a cloth face covering to help prevent the transmission of the COVID-19 virus. So when it comes to protecting people from the COVID-19 virus, as is well said, the best method of defence is a front door. The idea is that if we stay at home, that will prevent the transmission of the virus. However, here in the UK, there's a gradual easing of some of the restrictions, and people are starting to go out more often, and so many people are starting to return to work. This makes that risk of transmission potentially higher. Now, there are measures in place, such as social distancing, but in some contexts, social distancing becomes very difficult. So, for example, perhaps on public transport. And therefore, there's been much talk about perhaps people should wear homemade cloth face covering. Not the face shields and face masks that we'll see that doctors, nurses and healthcare professionals wearing, because the idea is that that supply needs to be protected for those individuals. But many people have talked about maybe making something to cover their own face. Now, the evidence is mixed or weak, depending on how you want to describe it, about whether these cloth face coverings have much use. But if they do, it's probably in a back to front way. They don't protect you, the wearer, from the transmission of the disease, but what they do is stop you transmitting anything, any droplets, etc. So in this video, we're going to look at how to make one out of some items that you might have laying around at home. So to make our first covering, what we've got here is an old t-shirt that has come from our casualty simulation clothing. And don't forget, an important part of protection against the COVID-19 virus is those simple measures that people have been practicing for months of regularly washing their hands and staying at home if you can, and social distancing, keeping at least 2 meters between yourself and other people if you do have to interact with people at any time. So we mark a box going about 2/3 of the way across the width of the t-shirt and about a hand's width in depth, and cut that out. We now mark a smaller box, leaving about a hand's width here and 2 smaller parts either side. We then cut this out. As these cloth face coverings are cloth, in our case made out of an old t-shirt, they can be washed in your normal laundry. It's important to wash your hands before you apply the cloth face covering to your face. Even whilst we are wearing a cloth face covering, we should try to avoid the temptation to touch our face. We should wash our hands regularly and practice good social distancing. One of the problematic times of wearing a cloth face covering is when you remove it, and this is when people often end up contaminating their hands. We should not touch the outside of the mask or the inside of the mask, and should only remove it using the handles. Once you've removed the cloth face covering from your face, you should wash your hands. So we hope you found this video about how to make a cloth face covering useful. Now don't forget the bigger, wider advice of stay at home if you can. Front door is more protection than a face covering. Other day-to-day advice about washing your hands regularly and the social distancing. But I hope you have found the video useful and it's given you some ideas of how you could proceed. Now, we're regularly putting out first aid content despite coronavirus, and every Wednesday evening at 6 PM UK time, fresh videos are loaded up onto our channel. So why not subscribe so that you are part of our community, and hit the notification bell as well so that you're updated every time that we upload some fresh content. Until next time, take care.